communicate with the parent. That way you know how we educate students here. So just a brief introduction about myself. My name is Danny. I'm the founder and CEO of True North, and I was born in Korea, moved to America when I was 5. I went to West Point, which is a military academy. I was an Army officer for 6 years. I was a sniper. I went to Iraq, fought in war, jumped out of helicopters and airplanes over 1,000 times, met 3 US presidents, and then I moved to education because my older brother went to MIT. So just like your husband, he's an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer and a material science double major. But he moved to China to start an education technology company. So he invited me to join him. That was 12 years ago. Now we fast forward to today. I moved to Vietnam 6 years ago, and we started an education company called NPX Point Avenue, West Point, where I went to school. Harvard and MIT, the road is called Massachusetts Avenue, so that's where the name comes from. So we have 2 main businesses, True North International School. So this is a advanced placement, AP. There's only 3 AP schools. This is US curriculum in Hanoi, Concordia, which is very far away, St. Paul, which is very far away, and then True North. And then other schools have like IB, International Baccalaureate, and A level. But AP is something that's accepted globally, and we are also an accredited school. So we have the K-12 accreditation, which means that when your son and our students graduate, or when they transfer, all the credits can transfer to any international school. We also have a STEM.org accreditation, the only school that has this accreditation in Vietnam. This is an accreditation granted from the US because we have STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics curriculum starting in grade 1. We know India also produces very high-level math and science students, and he also shared with me that he loves maths and sciences. His father's an engineer, and so we had a nice conversation about that. So just a little overview about our school. I'm sure Peter has shared with you already. And in my brief discussion with this young man, he shared with me that he lived in Haiphong for 6 months, went to QSI 2 years ago, moved back to India, and then 15 days ago, moved to Hanoi. So he remembers everything. He's 9 years old and is back here now and planning to study at a school in the fall. Hopefully it can be True North. Let's talk about his writing. So this is a timed writing. And I know the condition today is not the best because he told me he vomited, right? And he wasn't feeling so well. Offered him some food, but he said he's okay. But in this timed writing, we're really looking for less about how much, but more about how he communicates and responds to the prompt. So he chose to write about a dog, not his dog. I learned that he has a dog named Rajan. It's at your brother's house, right? The dog you guys did not bring to Vietnam. Is this all true? I'm fact checking with mom, you know?
Cross checking.
Yeah. So he told me he wrote about a dog. So you know, very clear sentence structure. He can develop his ideas fully. And of course, like he's a English speaker, and of course, I think he speaks another language, maybe 2 to 3, right? Areas to improve in his writing is verb tense, subject-verb agreement. So I like dogs because more than one, or you could say I like Rajan, my dog, but this is right. A dog's possessive noun. Skin, singular, is singular, very soft. Right? So this is verb tense. Spelling, so fluffy, favorite, cute, right? So these are like spelling, but you know, it's okay. And prepositions. So prepositions is like in, on, right? So this is like where we place objects. And when we teach prepositions, we actually use a physical object so he can visualize and see. And I also shared with him that in your writing, let's be more descriptive. At this age, he's going into grade 4, I believe. We encourage our students to write by telling a story. So in this writing, I asked him to tell a story about Rajan. If he's going to talk about a dog, he can talk about his dog. And you can see when we talk about it, he smiles. He gets excited about Rajan because Rajan wags his tail when he's excited. And I said, what kind of dog is Rajan? And he said, normal dog, right? Brown colored. I also noticed that your son is someone who thinks very carefully before he communicates. Maybe in the language you speak to him, and do you speak to him? What language do you guys speak in? In English or?
No, in our mother tongue.
You do, right? Your mother tongue. So maybe in his native tongue, he might speak more without thinking. But at least when he talks to me, first time meeting me, and also English is not his native language, even though he's a very good communicator, I noticed that he thinks and probably thinking about what to say, how to say, and then responds. So he's a very careful communicator. I'll give you an example. I said, where is your dog? He looked around, and then he said, with my mother's brother. And I think he was looking for the word uncle, but he didn't know, so he had to explain. But I understand how he's thinking, right? So this is good. If he doesn't know this, he knows to go this way to find it, right? So this is understanding how he communicates. I believe that because he has a love of math and science, in our school, we start teaching STEAM in grade 1. It's not an elective, it's a mandatory course, and we have very competitive robotics program. This year in Vietnam, there were only 8 teams in all of Vietnam, from Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Da Nang, who went to the World VEX robotics competition. India sends many teams every year too, and 2 of the 8 teams came from our school. This is very, very good. And of those teams, one of our teams got 6th place, and the other team got 12th place out of like 70 countries. So I talked to him about VEX robotics. He can start doing that in grade 4 actually. We have grade 4, 5 students starting to learn, and then you start competing in grade 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And then when you get to high school, he can do many college level courses in STEM. For example, we have AP Computer Science Principles, AP Computer Science A, so this is about Java. We have AP Physics, 4 levels of AP Physics, AP Chemistry, AP Biology, AP Environmental Science, AP Statistics, AP Calculus, AP Pre-Calculus. There's many courses in the STEM subjects that will help him prepare for in the future an engineering university, if that's what he wants to do. But right now, he wants to be a YouTuber, which is great, right? So we talked about, what do you want to do, look at it smiling, when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a YouTuber. So I said, what's your favorite YouTube channel? And he said, Techno Gamers, because he loves playing Minecraft. And so we talked about a career in esports, which is a real thing. You can make a lot of money, but just like anything, you have to commit to it like a professional. And you can be a game designer, a game developer. You can work in a tech company. You can be a software engineer. Of course, at this age, he may not understand all those things, but we're starting to communicate about that. One thing we would encourage him to do is when he joins, should the family join True North, we can coach him and teach him to launch a YouTube channel. Of course, if you guys give permission, because some parents don't want their kids on social media, but there's a lot that you can learn about personal branding. So he can tell a story as an Indian citizen living in Vietnam, some of the challenges he's having and some of the lessons learned, and studying from the eyes of an international school student. We can come up with a direction for his platform and help support him, because we have very experienced marketing team and mentors to do that. So this is one example. Obviously, there's many ways that we can coach our students to, at this age, develop their passion. It's not about, I want to major and be an electrical engineer at this age. A lot of times at this age, it's, I want to do what my parents do, because of course I respect and love my parents, or it's the opposite. I want to do exactly opposite of what my parents are doing. Or it's, I don't know what I want. But at this age, it's about helping him develop his passion And in doing so, he develops confidence that he can do anything he puts his mind to. And that's what our school is focused on. So we have 4 pillars of excellence. I'm sure Peter has shared with you. Academics, of course, is one. We have global citizenry. So we want him to be internationally minded. Not American minded, not Indian minded, but internationally minded. So wherever he goes, he can compete at the international and also build into that local network. We have physical fitness. He says he plays football, basketball, swimming, roller skating. Sounds like he's very active. Are you active? Yeah?
In swimming and skating.
Okay. How many years? Do you remember? 2. See? He's thinking carefully, and then 2 years. So we give him a chance to think, process, and then communicate. So, yeah, this is a little bit more about your son and our assessment. We believe that given his current level and really his interest, he has many interests, that he can fit in well in our school. We have a very strong principal in the international track. Her name is Miss Terry, Terri, female principal. She comes from America. She is African American, grew up in Alabama. Her husband is Vietnamese American, so she's here in Vietnam long term. She also has a daughter who is interning into grade 1 next year, so also in the elementary school in grades 1 through 5. Our homeroom teacher in grade 4, we have a gentleman named Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe is Mexican American. So he grew up in America. We have a lot of American teachers, right? Because we're in an American school. And very interesting story. I fought in war in Iraq with his father. And Joe, when I was in the army, his father, Mr. Joe's father and I went to Iraq and fought in the war together. And his son, Mr. Joe at the time, was only in high school. Now Mr. Joe is almost 30 years old. So I'm old. And he completed his master's degree in creative writing. So he's very strong in English, in journalism, in literary development for students. And he also is a man of many talents. So he also coaches our football team. He loves football, right? And he also coaches students in drama. He also does poetry and coaches students in that. So very talented teacher. The students love him. And I believe that your son will also love our teacher. Our teachers are on summer holiday now, but the school year is an international school calendar. So first day back for teachers is 15 July. First day back for students is 1 August. First and 2nd August is a Thursday, Friday. Students have 2 days of no classes, activities. We call it house competitions. Because here we have 4 houses. And we want your son to learn who everybody is. So the mentors, the teachers support the kids. 2 days of a lot of activities, sports, games, communication, team building activities. We have open house, so parents come in. And then on Monday, 5 August, is the first day of school. So that's a little bit about the calendar. Our school year is 38 weeks. So it's 19 weeks in the first semester and 19 weeks in the second semester. We have 2 weeks of winter break, 2 weeks of what in Vietnam they call a Tet holiday. I'm sure you remember because you lived here. And then we have 1 week of fall break too. And summer is 2 months, 8 weeks. So basically we have 2 semesters, but we have 4 terms. Okay? So this term is like 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. So total is 19, and then it's 38 weeks out of 52 weeks. You know, play some games, is that what we're trying to do? And we have a fall break at the end of first term, 1 week. And then at the in the second term, we have 2 week winter break during Christmas time and New Year. And then in the middle of third term, like during Tet holiday, there's another 2-week break. So there's kind of a long break here, a long break here, and then no spring break, and then a 2-month summer break. It's like 8 weeks. And this is the 38. Most schools in Vietnam you'll find are about 34 to 36 weeks. We're 38, so more. And then also most schools start a little bit later, but they definitely end earlier. Our school day starts at 8 and ends at 3:40. It's a very full day.
8 to 3:40.
And many students do after school activities. So after school starting at 4 o'clock until maybe 5 or 5:30, sometimes 6, depending on what activity, students stay after school and they do sports, music, many after school activities. Our students are very busy. When your child studies here, he will be very busy, but not like studying only, very active in sports and competitions and many things. Do you have any questions? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Playing games? You watching
Bus
YouTube?
timing, bus timing.
Sorry?
Bus timing.
Which one?
At what time bus will come?
Oh, the bus. Sorry. Okay. So it depends, right? It depends on where you are. We have many shuttle buses. So there's like a shuttle bus route. You guys live in Vinhome Symphony,
Yeah.
and I think many of the VinFast families are moving to Vinhome's Ocean Park.
Yes.
Are you guys moving or not?
Not actually.
Not yet sure, right?
Not sure.
Sure. So I believe
But we
that.
have to move, but I don't know when.
Yeah. I think you guys eventually have to move to Ocean Park 3 or 4.
No.
Is what Mr. Namdev told us. We also have other Indian families who plan to study here. Anyways, we'll have a shuttle bus that will come and pick him up, so he can arrive to school around 7:45, 7:50, 7:55 before the school day starts,
Okay.
and then the shuttle bus will take him back home. But there's going to be 2 routes, right? Because there's the after the school day and then after the school activity. And those are like extra fees because it's a shuttle bus fee, depending on the schedule. We will publish the after school activities schedule before the school year starts. And when your son starts during student orientation and open house, parents will be able to sign up for the after school activity. So at our school we have 2 things. We have clubs and after school activities. This is included in the tuition, and this is during the school day on Tuesday and Thursday for 1 hour.
Okay. In clubs, what?
Yeah, so we have many clubs. We have so many clubs. We have like Iron Kids, which is like a triathlon fitness club. We have a STEM club. We have a music club. We have drama club. There's about, in elementary school, I think we have about 10 to 12 clubs. But he can only do 2 because Tuesday and Thursday.
Any 2.
He can choose.
Yeah.
So you have to sign up, and you have priority, right? So if everybody signs up for one club, we can't give that to everybody. So you have like first pick, second pick, like that, right? And then we have after school activities, which is
This is not after school, right?
this is during the school, but at the end of the school day. So like this would be the exact time, if you want to know, is from 14:50 to 15:40, only on Tuesday and Thursday. So this is still during the school day. After school activity is after the school day, starts at 4 o'clock. This is extra fee because this is after the school. And some classes are taught by our teachers, but some of the classes are taught by vendors. So we have partners coming in. For example, our teachers can't teach dance. We have a professional dancing company coming in. Or our teachers can't teach taekwondo. So we have of course, like we want to provide our kids, our students with the highest level, qualified, certified teachers or coaches. So that's basically what it is.
They will chase in after school activity.
Yeah, this is extra. You have to pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't have to do this. You have to do this.
Yes, we have to choose
Clubs.
either this one or this.
Yeah. So this one, every student will do clubs on Tuesday and Thursday, and you can select the clubs you want to do. But this is mandatory.
Okay, you have okay.
Okay? And this is extra, so you have to do or you don't have to do. It's up to the family to decide. But we want to, basically as a school, we want to provide all the opportunities here, so you don't have to go like many places. Because for our students, time is the most precious thing. We don't want them to be wasting time. So we want to do everything here, and we want to provide that. So even at our school, once he gets older, we do SAT class here, we do IELTS and TOEFL class here. We do many things here. Summer school here, but maybe during the summer you guys will go back to India.
No.
Not sure? Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
You good?
Yes.
You should take the snacks home, okay? Hopefully you feel better.